Claude Fable 5 is almost up, and if you're watching this video, you probably only have a few hours left with using it. So what I want to do here, quickly go through how I'm actually using it now to you. And if you're in the similar position, I recommend you to do the exact same thing. So we've three different tabs open up here, and basically this first tab is went over my entire skills that I'm using, audited everything, found problems, and pretty much fixed them all. The next one is building out a new actual skill that's going to help me with, I think it is research. And finally, what we're going to do is improve my overall carousels. All I want to do is create new skills, new designs, and pretty much use, I suppose, the power that Fable 5 has to benefit the business. Again, we're not building any fancy websites, any fancy apps. That'll be something later down the road if I eventually do upgrade to use Fable 5. So first things first, you can see here what I've done is in this chat, I went on, had a big long conversation and broke it down into pretty much what needs to be done. So if we go right up to the very top again, it gives me a full breakdown of what it recommends. So I read all my 29 different skills, and you can see here some of the main bugs that I had at the moment. So export skill still uses a compressed archive. Again, this was a problem every time I go to export a new skill. There was contradiction between it, and I'll try and zoom in there quickly. Standard carousel teaches a banned word. So obviously certain banned words I had, killing is one of the words, and you can see it still was used inside the carousels. So again, it spotted this. I probably wouldn't have realized this until it happened to come up in a carousel somewhere along the line, and then you have to go back and change all these again. We have YouTube guide calls notions, tools that don't exist. Again, big problem. Reels ideas and two duplicated lines. Now, these were some of the main problems that I wanted to fix, and also what happened here is these were kind of ones that were coming up every so often, and pretty much if you use Claude regularly on yourself, you probably see this, that you're getting similar kind of problems pop up every so often, and they just take another 5-10 minutes to kind of redo and fix. So again, we've banned words lists are already stale, so this is your biggest system risk here at the moment. Pretty much the rules were all over the place. We have duplicate GSE skill, so this is the Google Search Console. Again, this was being fixed. We have 4 skills on over are unrouted in the Claude MD. So again, B-roll carousel was one of these. Assets B-roll filings break the naming convention. Again, that's I don't mind this one as much because of this is how I upload them. So as I said, it's up to Claude to deal with that, I suppose, itself. Content strategy is generic off-the-shelf skill that ignores your system. And again, perfect. I've upgraded all this. And some of these things are the kind of yokes that you just keep putting off. You know you need to kind of improve them. You know you need to change them. And as I said, I pretty much let Claude do all this yesterday evening when I was watching the World Cup match. And from there, it just fixed everything that was kind of out of sync, out of line, and made life 100 times easier. Video editing duplicates again. Infographic brief. Again, this was a big one. Every single week, I kept needing to do this. And what happened is every single week I forget to do it. Now, as I said, it's done. It generates the images for the infographics for me. There's no more me saying, oh, go create the infographic. Again, it's an extra 2 or 3 minutes saved there. Client brief. Now, new skills were the big ones. My scheduling agent here, for some reason in my head, I created, but for whatever reason, I don't know where I put it. I don't know, did I create it for this, my own system here, or did I create it for a different system I'm using for a different client or different examples? Either way, what was happening to me is when I scheduled content, everything was going out perfect, but what was happening is I might have to explain a little bit more detail. Now I don't. Call on the agent, it knows what to do. There's no more me messing back, and realistically, that's going to save me probably about 20 minutes every single run. I'd run this maybe 2-3 times a week. What was happening to me, it was costing me basically time and just overall just driving me mental, constantly fixing it. So we have screenshot posts, another one. Comment engine, which was an interesting one. I need to try and find out, can we actually extract this information ourselves using Potato? Can we view comments on it? Now, I'm not sure if this is 100% accurate, and definitely something I need to double check, because if it is, and we can do this, then we can build up our own version of ManyChat potentially that can be used on every single platform. So what we're going to do is quickly get Claude to ask this. Okay, I need you to check our Potato platform, and I want to see, can we extract comments from our posts that have already been published. I know there's a feature there that you can see comments and things like that. So if you can, what I want you to do is I want you to go up to and look at my Potato account, look at yesterday's post and see is there any comments on any of the posts that were posted out. Again, I don't know if how accurate this is. So again, performance review, we've done this. SEO lead magnet, again, is another one, and client content. So all I've done is pretty much told it, go fix all these. I went off, fixed every single thing for me. And if we scroll right down, there's a con. If we scroll right down, it's pretty much done it all. It also then has generated a few more extra things for me. So bugs are all fixed. You can see these were the big ones were fixed. And we went down again here. Before, then it actually talks about actually building. Again, was a scheduling content, we built that. We didn't focus on building anything else in terms of there because I didn't want to get way too many changes here happening and pretty much be lost. So the overall result, full skills audit, fixes applied were 16 different files, 2 new skills built, schedule agent, and performance review. I think the big reason of having the performance review basically was allowing me to, was allowing me to kind of analyze what's happening. So every week when I do analyze my own content, I can turn around and see exactly then, right, this is working, this is not working, whatever. So that's perfect. I went over here again then to the next slide, and we decided what I'm wanting to try and build out now is something completely different, a trend radar. Now, this is just a schedule agent that scans what's breaking the AI marketing every week and hands you ready to approve reactive content angles, so you're first to the news instead of catching in a few days. The tool stack is obviously vidIQ, last 30-day skill, web search, and things like that. How it operates every Monday morning. Now the problem here is I want to change this. I don't want it to run every Monday. I want it to run every other day. So here's where I change it. Running it on the machine every 2 days. Yes, it's actually the simpler build. It works pretty much then as the computer has the running, and it'll find the stuff for me. So where we got 2 things, the shorter cadence forces us to design in. And every 2 days, the same story will be hot across runs. The radar needs a simple memory. That's perfect. A quiet day rule. Some 2-day windows generally have no news. Again, perfect. On incorporated search as well, I want to check what you mean because Google search version, live web search. Again, it's going to be live web search. So settle by design, how to find out, and it ran simple since the brief lands and inputs research, and you check it slightly nicer. Right. Again, I'm going to let it build this and see what it does. Okay, this is perfect. I want you to build this in terms of the search. I want you to do the live web search, of course, to find what's the trends, and we need to find the strongest, maybe 3 or 4 ideas that will work, especially for carousels. Again, what we want to do, focus heavily on here, is content that's going to drive engagement in terms of likes, comments, shares, because this is one of the key areas we're trying to target and improve our overall system, what we're doing. Again, I'll let that go off and work away on it. We then move to the final one, which is carousels. Again, what I'm doing here, as you can see, what I just posted in the last message is trying to get AI to create more content that drives more to save. Now, for a long time, I've created carousels that follow this problem adjective solve solution PAS framework. Where has it gone? So you can see it here. So all my content was focused on, it was interesting to read, but that was it. There was no real reason to click save, no real reason to engage, and it was more information provided. Now, as I said, I did this for a reason, but now the shift has to come. We're looking to change it up. So an example here of my most recent video, what I've done is I pulled like a checklist from it. And these are kind of what you're wanting to try and build out as well as part of your overall content. So I'm going to get this pretty much to build a new carousel skill. It's going to replicate similar to what my other skills does, but it's going to this time focus it on this style. So again, we're pushing it to get the follow, we're pushing to get the like, the engagement, because I think this is massive. So what it's going to do, the extraction step changes from find the strongest problem to find the asset with the highest return visit value. Okay, so is it possible here? What we do is we actually build a brand new skill that purposely is used for this. So it's going to replicate very closely to what our main carousel and standard carousels produce, because I want similar kind of, I suppose, outputs. However, what I want to change is instead of it being the PAS framework, we're going to go with a new framework. So is it a case that it's better for you to build out it individually as a brand new skill, or do we put some sort of selection method into our general skill that we have for the main carousel and standard carousel? The reason is I want to keep this simple, and I want to keep stop having to have too much interaction with it myself. Yeah, just let me know what you think. So again, all I've done is just pretty much asked it what it thinks again here. I'm not sure whether overcomplicate, and sometimes I do this, I overcomplicate it. You turn around, create extra skills when they're not needed, basically. So this is going back to our bloat data thing. Short answer, the comments feature exists in bloat data and I can call it, but your account isn't returning any comment data. And again, this is the problem. Every comment query comes back not found. Now, the big thing here is this is the problem I'm having with some of it is it's not able to see it. I need to double check this going forward, I think, because as I said, it could be just a problem with not seeing some of the comments on it, but we'll definitely check it out. Okay, so this is exactly why I love, I suppose, AI. My view here was to replace the framework and create a new one. Obviously, realistically, when you see it here, down here, observation is these types of carousels get zero engagement. I've already proven that, so why keep it? Just let's replace it. So we're going to replace it to something completely different, going to focus on the save focus instead of starting from scratch. Okay, this makes complete sense. Let's focus on the save focus angle for these from now on. Remove the PAS framework now because it's not needed, because obviously you said it yourself, it's proven that it's not getting any engagement and we need to change it completely. Now, make sure you put this into our global learning so we understand never to kind of come back to this later down the road, and we understand that this framework for carousels got us very little engagement and was pretty much not doing its job. Okay, as you can see, it's built out this trend one now, and what we're going to do before we implement this 100% to it, and what I'm going to do is let it to, where is this gone? We're going to let it to actually work with it. So again, where are you gone on me? Okay, let's do a test run with this first before we get it all set up to schedule. Test run it now for me, and let's see what comes back. Okay, so in a couple of minutes, that's pretty much generated the actual trend for me. So you can see, oh, we go over this one, is still working away. If we go over here, so you can see Instagram handed your audience the algorithm controls. Claude Sonnet 5 launches a free default. US government switched off Fable 5. So again, already I can see here they're a bit out of date, especially in this, I suppose, AI space. So on the right hand side, I'll try and move it over here a bit. So now you can see that. You can see what have we done. Instagram just handed your audience the audience algorithm controls. Instagram's Your Algorithm feature now covers the main feed, rolled out the 10th of June. Again, you can see it's a bit out with time. Claude Sonnet, again, this is a while back as well. The US government switched off the world's most capable, again, a while back. AI runs your entire content business is the hottest angle on YouTube right now. Interesting, I suppose. What I need to try and do is look at seeing, can we get more accurate news, maybe from the last 24 48 hours, because at the moment what's after pulling there is a little bit of the older, I suppose, information. But again, very quick to do. Once you have this information, run your carousel with this news carousel, and straight away you're going to have content, you're going to have material. It's going to streamline everything for you. All you need to do is refine a little bit more of what actually the output is, and from there it's easily done. So look, there are the 2-3 ways that I'm actually using, I suppose, this now. We've obviously redone the carousels as well, so hopefully on my socials you start to see that in the next couple of days, the difference here. And overall it just improves everything, and use, I suppose, Fable 5 to your advantage before it's gone. So look, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.